Well, we've got another job for the Studebaker, and it's going to be an AC mod, so y'all sit down and we'll be right back. Well, here's the unit that we're going to install up in behind the dash, and it's going to replace the little under dash mount that just hangs under there, kind of like the older cars had. And this unit is the Super Gen 2, and some of the advantages with this unit is that it's all electric. It doesn't require any vacuum. You'll have to run your heater hoses and your refrigerant lines, but all the wires that go to your controls and everything are right there. You've got your blower motor wires. So they've done a lot of the work for you as far as wiring goes, and you'll be able to tuck it back and tie it up. And you should be able to drop it down in this well right here. And so it looks like a pretty good unit. Well, that's the little hang under the dash unit that I'm going to be pulling out, and going to be making room for the new vintage air unit that fits up under behind the dash. Well, I've pulled this insulating tape back so I could get to the expansion valve. When you take these lines loose, you always want to back up everything. That way you don't twist something loose that's not supposed to come loose. Well, we have the AC, the underdash AC, out of the way and removed, and I've been doing a little bit of digging around up there and changing a few things. I'll have enough room to get that new vintage air unit up under the dash. Well, we're pretty wide open right now. I've gone ahead and put the new defrost ducting in place. I've been clearing everything out, getting it out of the way, removed the old heater and all of that. Wasn't much to that thing. I'll be sure and show that to you. Well, here's the defroster, and there's just not much to that thing. Here's my hand compared to the size of that. You just didn't get a lot of heat out of that. It only had 3/8 inch lines running to it. So I guess once the engine really got warm, well, it put out a little heat, but not much. Well, we've got the mounting brackets on here, and I'm going to work it up under there and just see how this all works. Well, I think I have it on the stud. I'll check it out and get back with you. Well, I think if you can see that, we've just got tons of room up under there, so this is going to be easy to bolt this thing up, right? I have a mounting tab right here that once I'm sure I have it nice and level like I want it, I'll go ahead and anchor that other end. I think what I'm going to do right now, though, is I'm going to go ahead and run those AC lines through the firewall. Well, this is how I've routed my hoses. What I have done right here is I had a piece of stainless steel sheeting, and I cut out some patterns and used them kind of as the bulkhead plate to mount my AC fittings as they go through the firewall. Here, these fittings right here, they're still movable a little bit. I'm going to be able to position them just so. And once I get them all tight and everything the way I want them, then I'll put my battery back in here. But that's how I'm going to run my hoses for my AC and my heater hoses. Well, here's what the bulkhead fittings look like coming through the firewall, and I have one already hose already made and mounted to the unit. I ran into a little bit of an issue. Alright, I was trying to make my hose short enough to, let's see if I can find the other end. Here's my other hose, and what I was trying to do was make it short enough that I could hook it to the AC unit and kind of twist and contort it to where it would fit into the bulkhead fitting. And it doesn't look like it's going to work the way I originally planned on it to, but I've ordered another fitting, several fittings, and between those fittings that I've ordered and this one right here, I think I can salvage that piece of hose and that fitting. I'll be able to get everything hooked up. But once I get this suction line fabricated, it'll be smooth sailing after that. All I'll lack is the heater hoses up under there. And I ordered a couple of extra fittings made a little different than that right there, because I'm a firm believer in spend a little time on the installation and then you're not going to have to mess with it later. So I've got a little bit more to do right there, but I should have these hoses wrapped up before too much longer. Well, anyway, guys, I do believe we have enough here for a part one on this AC install. And so we'll be able to make some pretty good headway when I get those other AC fittings a little later this week. And we'll start part two. So anyway, as always, I do appreciate you coming by. This is Rusty Glovebox, and I'm out of here.